All right, here we go. Number 40, everybody. Number 40. Going right here now. Passes through that, perpendicular to that. Got it. So let's cut this out real quick. Put it on the big screen. There we go. Copy. Paste. All right, it tells me what point it's going to go through. All right, and it's got to be perpendicular. So I'm going to use point slope form. All right, point slope because they give me the point. If you need it in slope intercept, we'll talk about at the end there. All right, so y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. There's our point slope form. Let's start out with plugging in the points first. All right, plugging in -2, 2 first, where they should go. So here we go. Boom, let's go. Hayden, what's my y coordinate it goes through? So y minus 2, I'll get to the m here in a second. X, and what's the x coordinate? It's -2, right? But everyone understands I'm plugging in +2 and y, hopefully. All right, so at least we should get to that point. Now let's talk about the slope. Y equals -5x minus 8. What's the slope of this line? We went over a bunch of these yesterday. Slope of this line right there. Let's try again. Jonathan, what's the slope of this line? -5. Good. So it's -5, but I do not want to plug -5 in here. It did not say the lines were parallel. It says they were perpendicular. So we did a whole bunch of problems with these yesterday. What do I need to do with the -5 when it's perpendicular to put the slope in here now? What do I need to do with the -5? Talked yesterday about it, Rowan. So I'm going to put +5 in? No?
Positive 5 over 1.
Positive 5 over 1. Okay, you changed the sign, but you forgot one thing. Got to flip it.
Yeah, 1 over 5.
So I need to put positive 1/5. You flip it and change the sign. It's called the negative reciprocal, right? Negative reciprocal. I don't know what the directions were, but if it didn't have to tell you what form to leave it in, you can leave it like this. If it did say slope intercept form, let me just take a peek. Write the equation in slope intercept form. All right. So going back, if I want this in slope intercept form, no problem. Distribute, and then add 2 to both sides. And then you have slope intercept form. Okay, I don't need to do that to you. You have calculators that can do it. So 1/5 times x, 1/5 times 2, and then add 2 to both sides, and you got it into y equals form. Should look like this at the end. But you had to flip and change the sign. More, let's go. We're rolling here today. Jesse. 27. Let's see, going back, 20. Are there 2? Nope, there's only 127, which is that one right there. Yep, good call on that one. Copy. Paste. Okay, write the equation. Just let me get the directions again. 27. Write the equation in slope intercept form. All right, I got that. Going back. So they gave me 2 points right here. I'll start with this. We're not going to end with this, and you guys will see why in a second. All right, why am I going to start with that? Because I have 2 points. So why not go point slope? I can just pick a point. What I don't have, though, is the slope here. I don't have the slope, but I do have a formula for it from yesterday. What was the formula I gave you guys yesterday for slope? Rowan, back to you.
Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
Yeah, good job. x2 minus x1. So when you do the slope here, watch what happens. If I take my y coordinates, I can do 4 minus a -2, which becomes +2, over -3 minus a -3, so it becomes +3. Everyone all right with the substitution? Now you go to your maybe you grab your NumWorks calculator, which I'll do right now. I'll calculate this bad boy. And what was it again? 4 plus 2 over. Okay. So ready? I have 4 plus 2 on top, and I have -3 plus 3 over there. What's it tell me? Undefined. Everyone with me so far? Because I'm gonna grill you right now. It says that's undefined because you get 0 in the denominator. So this slope is undefined. There's one type of line yesterday we said had an undefined slope. What type of line was that? What type of lines have undefined slope from yesterday? Let's do this again. Going. Keating? Vertical lines. Yes, vertical. So I know this is going to be a vertical line. So I'm not even going to use this. It's useless because at the end of class yesterday, I gave you a little, I don't know if it was rules for vertical and horizontal. If it's a vertical line, if it's a vertical line, what's in common? Which coordinate do they always have in common? What coordinate is always the same for a vertical line? Quinn? X coordinate. So I'm going to start this off with x equals, and then if you look back, something in common with the x's? What are both x coordinates equal to in this one? Jonathan, both x coordinates? -3. There you go. So that's how I did that one. Okay, I started out with the slope, which I would expect you guys to. Whoa. And it ended up being undefined. Only time it undefined, it's a vertical line. Vertical lines are always x equal. Good, Jesse? Others, let's go. Anything else we got to look at? That was a good one. Anything else? We're all good here then? Okay, let me see it. While I'm coming around, get yourself organized with a compass and a straight edge, please. Quizzes are going to come back Monday. When we review for the test. Are we supposed to do any peer review with that? What's that? Oh, yeah, I'm going to be doing this. When? Okay, remember you got a short period. So I'm hoping you get it done in a short period. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Before we start, because this is the last, and the homework's not that bad over the weekend. It's a couple constructions. Some of you may want to start getting ready for this test this weekend. All right, instead of waiting for Monday night. All right, so I think some of us need this test to dig out of the hole for the end of the first quarter here because we only have a couple weeks left. Just a heads up, I'm not after school on Monday. All right, I don't think any teacher is. But if you have lunch, study hall Monday, and you want to come in during that period, that's fine. Because all I'm doing is reviewing with all my classes. All right, so I won't be after school, but if you want to come in on a study hall or lunch on Monday, feel free to. Okay, feel free to. All right, last topic we have is how to construct a parallel line. And then we're going to review, you probably forgot already, so we're going to review from Unit 1 how to do a perpendicular line. Okay, so let's hop right into this. How do I construct a parallel line? First, read the directions so you can visualize what I want here at the end. I need a line parallel to M, but it's got to go through P. So can everyone see what that line is probably going to look like at the end? Don't do it on your paper, because I can just erase mine here. I need something looking like that at the end, right? Parallel lines, they don't intersect. First step, grab your straight edge. And I need this to be a pretty big line here. I need a line going through P and M. All right, make it a decent size here too. A line going through P and M. I don't care what angle it intersects it at. All right, so line up P, line up M, and draw a line right through it. Anybody want to take a wild guess what that's going to be here? Because we're going to draw, remember, we're going to end up with a parallel line. What's that line going to be? End up being transversal. Good. Yep. You just drew a transversal through it. And now what we're going to do here, does everyone see this angle right here? Everyone see that angle? Don't put any markings. You see that angle? We're going to copy it. We're going to copy it onto this right here, which we have a name for from Unit 1, coming from an endpoint all the way out. Anybody remember that name? Array, yes. So here's what we're going to do before we do it. We're going to copy this angle onto this ray. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this angle and copy it onto the ray. First step, put your compass on the vertex of that angle we're copying. And let's try not to make huge arcs, because I think that was our downfall in Unit 1 when we started constructions. We don't need to make these huge arcs. And what you want to do with your vertex, your compass point on the vertex, make an arc through that angle we're copying. It does not need to be huge. Does not need to be huge. And then just grab your pencil or pen real quick and mark those 2 points of intersection where your arc hit the angle. And hopefully you haven't changed your compass opening yet. So everyone, go ahead, take your time, get that arc going through the angle you're copying. We'll take our time here. We got enough time. Everyone's all right? All right, now come up to the ray. Come up to point P on your ray. And hopefully you have the same compass opening as that first arc. And make an arc through that ray. Doesn't have to be huge. Does not have to be huge. And all we're doing is copying the angle, remember. That's all we're doing is copying the angle. Does not need to be huge. And remember too, if it ends up at the end of this that this is too short, we can always go back and make it longer. It's okay. We can always make it longer. Everyone doing all right for our last step? Go back down to the angle you're copying. There's a reason why you made the 2 points of intersection, so you can open up your compass to those 2 points of intersection right now. That's all you need to do here. Just open it up to those 2 points. No arc marks needed. Go back up to your ray, but don't go to point P. All right, do not go back to the ray, but not to point P. We want to go where it intersected the ray. Take a look here, right? We're not going back to point P. We're going back to where that arc intersected your ray. We're doing the construction on. And you want to make sure now these two intersect each other on the same side of the transversal. All right, make it intersect on the same side as the angle you're copying. So I'm just going to make a nice little arc mark there. That's all I need. Hopefully it's intersecting on the same side of the transversal as your angle we're copying. And if you're done, grab your straight edge and line it up, hopefully. I know compasses shake, so it might not look exactly parallel, but it should look pretty darn close. Not bad. Clean it up. What should I put on my, and don't erase, right? We don't erase our arc marks, but what can I at least put on my parallel lines now to show they're parallel? Arrows, right? We can put arrows on these bad boys. And I do want to talk about this in an above average math class. Anybody know why they're guaranteed to be parallel? Something we talked about already this unit. What do you know about these two angles if we just copied them? Aren't they congruent? And let's add to it. What type of angles are they? corresponding. So if you have congruent corresponding angles, that implies I gotta have parallel lines. That's why that's what you're doing here. You're making two congruent corresponding angles. Time for me to walk around and watch you do it now. All right, so you get a second opportunity to practice. And I know right away in your minds, oh my God, look at this now. It's a vertical line. I can't do this for you, the vertical line. Turn your darn paper. Okay, if you don't like it, turn your darn paper. How about that? Draw your transversal through and copy your angle. I'll be coming around. If you need some help. You want to copy your angle on ray P now. Turn your paper if you need to. If you help. Make an arc through the angle you're copying and go to point P. So you're copying this angle, right? Where it's, now you gotta go from point B to make it work. You probably would need that line a little bit longer because now when you make this here, now you gotta go up here and do it. All right, so this is probably gonna need to be a little bit longer so you intersect it. All right. Okay, we're gonna copy this angle, right? All right, so did you put your compass point there, made that arc, then you went up here and make it intersect your ray. And then you measure the opening and then go here. Okay, so you open up and you just go back here. So here, right? Now you go here, go ahead and make that arc. Okay, probably make it a little longer because we're gonna need to make it intersect with another arc coming up here. Okay, good. Just make sure we don't get confused. All right, go down to that first arc on your angle, open it up to the points of intersection for me. Yep, come back up to your ray, but no, not point P. Where are we going? Yep. You see, you need to just make the first one a little longer and you'll be perfect. All right, and then that line should line up with P very well. How are we doing here? Okay, we're copying this angle. Okay, so you did that already, right? Go up to P now. Swing it above. So intersect that right. Done? Yep, good, perfect. Open up your compass. All right, let's go back to the ray, but not point P. We're going to put our compass. Perfect. Make it intersect. Boom. And that goes pretty much on line with. Oh, hold on. You gotta make it perfect. All right, got it. So we're copying. they're a little short, that's why. Go ahead and read it. See how you made that arc, right? Okay, you take your compass now. Go up to point B. See how that arc should be in there?
Yeah.
And that way out there. Okay, and then go ahead and open it up to each point of intersection. Okay. Now go there and have 1 feet or where it intersected right there. And then you see how it's intersected. Okay. So just make sure it's open to the same amount every time. Yes, Matt. Well, it's got. I need something to line P up. Going that way, right? Okay. So where's the angle you're copying? You got 4 here, probably this one. I'm assuming this one. Right. So you opened up your compass to this, right? Right there. And now you came up here. Okay, I see that arc. Then you open it up here. Okay, now we don't put it on P. Put it right there and see where it's. Where's it? Make sure this is it.
I think I screwed this one.
Yeah, this doesn't look like it goes all the way. If I start my compass point up here and go all the way around, it doesn't look like it's going to end up intersecting that. And let's get a new compass because that's open and closing spots. There. Use that, that's a little bit more sturdy. Okay. Open it up, right? Open it up, open it up. No, to the 2 points of intersection. We gotta open up to the 2 points of intersection. And we go to that one, right? Hit your arc. There you go. You just gotta make sure you gotta hold that down and either move your paper or move the compass. We gotta figure out a way though, because that's gonna intersect right there and you can draw it in. All right, we got a little practice there. Let's move on. Something we've done already though. Now it's gonna go perpendicular. Oh boy, I'm nervous asking people this, but what's gonna end up happening here? If these 2 lines are gonna be perpendicular, what should I be forming here at the end of this? There we go, going right up top. Quinn, what am I going to form here at the end if it's perpendicular? Forms a what? Perpendicular. Okay, I'll help you out. Ready? Let's keep going. Now, guys, unit 3, right? Perpendicular, forms a 90-degree angle. All right, got to be there. Okay, how do we do this one? This is not, let me put it here, open it up more than halfway, and then do one of those bad boys. That cuts it in half. It does make a right angle, but we can't cut a line in half. Put your compass point on P. You guys will remember this pretty quickly. Put your compass point on P. Open up your compass so that you'll be intersecting line M in 2 spots. It'll look like a smile. Open up your compass. So you intersect in two spots. 1, 2. When you get to that point, mark those 2 points of intersection for me. If at any time you are doing this construction and you can only make it intersect once and you've been trying forever to open up your compass, close it, open it, close it, open it, and you can only make it intersect once, listen carefully, just extend your line more. All right, lines go on forever, so just extend your line more if you can only get it to intersect once. All right, there's 2 points of intersection for a reason. Put your compass point on one of the points of intersection. And you're going to draw yourself an arc. Not a huge one.
Does it have to be the same size?
It doesn't have to be, but these next 2 have to be, yes. It does not have to be the same size as your first one, but the last 2 we're about to do here, this one and the next one, do have to be the same opening of your compass. Once you have that, go to the other point of intersection. And make a second arc that intersects the previous one there. They do not have to intersect the first one. The first one is just there to establish points of intersection. Does everybody have point P and another point of intersection? Did anybody's point of intersection land on point P? All right, if that's the case, grab your straight edge, line up point P and the point of intersection, and you have yourself a perpendicular line, meaning, let's review that again, I guess, a line that forms a right angle, two lines that form a right angle with each other. They do not, no hash marks, please. The lines can't be cut in half. And time to practice now. Now look at point P is on the line, doesn't matter. You can now start this going like this if you want, or you can start it going like that. Make it intersect in two spots, remember. Make it intersect in two spots, then go from those two spots to make two arcs that intersect. Same steps, you just get to be creative at the first step. If anybody's point of intersection lands right on P, let me know. We got a quick solution for you. So make it intersect in two spots. Mark the two spots, and then make two arcs from those. If anybody's intersection is landing right on P, after your first arc, open up your compass a little wider for the next two. All right, if anybody's point of intersection is landing right on P, that's fine, it happens. Just go back, open up your compass wider after the first arc. John Carlino. I do, yes. Sure, you got it. Yeah, no problem. Bye-bye. How we doing? Doing all right? Okay, before you start the homework, can you go to where the review starts, test review starts, if anybody wants to get going this weekend and not wait for Monday night? It's 27, yep. Go to page 27 for me. Page 27, you guys are going to cross out number 1 there for me. I'm not going to have a proof there will be a proof on the test, but not like that. Okay, so if you are going to get prepared this weekend, there's questions in the packet, and everyone sees above on page 27 the textbook questions. All right, those are questions, because I will let you know, and I'll remind you this on Monday, the packet does not have everything that's on the test. Like yesterday, you know how we did parallel and perpendicular lines and their slopes, point slope, slope intercept, your packet has none of that. But you know what does? Your textbook. All right, so if you really want to prep for the test, you're going to have to go to your textbook and your packet. All the answers are in your packet, though. Okay, so if anybody wants to get started this weekend prepping, you know where everything is. All the answers are in the packet as well. Nothing on Classroom. So you can go ahead and start on the construction homework for this weekend. Got a couple of constructions to do.